Are you a nice guy or a wise guy? Said it don't matter, I'm just your type.
I wrote Lie to Me during my first day of my writer's trip in Montreal, Canada. In the fall, my best friend and I drove to Montreal to just like write music. This was like my first day, and it had been, my first time since COVID that I was getting in a studio. So I was like really stumped. I, had nothing really interesting going on in my life. I had written about, majority of everything that I could possibly write about. And I was working with these producers called Banks and Ranks, and they were playing me a bunch of like ideas, and they like started playing this like really cool like funky beat. They had a really cool bass player named Clément. I thought, I love that name, it's kind of cool. And they were just like, messing around, and they came up with like this really cool instrumental, but I felt like I wasn't really, getting a good lyric to like do it justice, because I just felt pretty boring that day. As I was like trying to come up with, what to write about, I was like writing and erasing. I turned to my friend and she was freaking out, and I'm like, what's going on? And she's like, listen, my boyfriend, her boyfriend at the time, she was like in kind of a new relationship. She's like, he hasn't texted me back in like a couple hours. I don't know what's going on. I think he's being shady, like something's going on. And I was like, what did he do, girl? And then so she's like venting to me, like, super afraid. And she's like, he hasn't answered my text. I don't know what to do. Like, I just don't want to be fooled. I don't want to be lied to. And I was like, absolutely. Like, nobody's allowed to ever lie to you. Like, no one's going to make a fool of you. Like, no way. And like, we were just like going on this like rant about how, boys can lie and how they shouldn't lie, and how no one is ever gonna, get past us. And then this beat was like playing in the background, and then I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna write about this situation. And so I wrote Lie to Me, and it stemmed from that situation. And the funniest part about this is that he's actually such a good guy, and he was out to dinner with his cousin. So she had nothing to worry about, but it made for an amazing song, and now we talk about it, and I think he thinks it's funny. I hope he thinks it's funny. He's a great guy. It made for a really cool story, so thank you to my friend for having a little crisis that day.